Wow. I mean, here we are, 5 months later today, 5 months post-op. And I don't know. This doesn't look how I thought it would look. So let me paint the picture for you. Back to the beginning when I was deciding to have surgery. To me, here I am thinking, all right, I'm going to have this surgery in 3 weeks. I'm going to be back at the gym. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing that. Like everything is going to be cool. Then boom. None of it was like that at all. Like it really put a whole flip on things for me, like a twist and a new perspective, because I didn't know how intense things would be. So that was it. And with me not knowing how intense it was going to be, I'm that person that sets goals. And I'm that person who I show up and I do what needs done. And I reach those goals. And that's very, very important to me. Well, I don't know how I explain this. The surgery, the recovery part, the physical part. Okay, let's back up. So the physical part, 2 weeks couldn't do anything. 4 weeks, a little bit better. 6 weeks, got released to go back to the gym and to do normal, walking around, vacuuming, all those type of things. But the mental aspect of this surgery, like, it can take you out. You know what I mean? Like, it can take you out. And I didn't realize that, okay? Because I am this person who I've done the mental work. I've done the work on myself. Like, I've done it for about a little over 20 years since I've been working on myself. But for the past few years, like, I've dug deep. I have those conversations with myself. I push myself. I peel back the layers. I keep asking why. I'm like, okay, why does this happen? Why does that happen? And I just keep digging until it happens. But with this, and this is different, because here I am 5 months, and I would say I'm probably not even 50% back to full capacity in the gym, and acceptance is key, but acceptance is that really hard thing that you're not the person that you used to be, and you're nowhere near that person. And then you flip it and you're like, that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. It's just that you're not where you thought you would be. So your mind is thinking you're going to be in one place, but you're not there. You're just totally not there. And your mind keeps taking you back. And it just keeps playing these things of what's going on with you, because you're not where you were. So what I've tried to do is I've tried to set goals, because that's so important to me. I need something tangible. I need something that, how do I say it? I need something that I can work towards and that I can reach in this amount of time. All right. So I set out for this time just to be a time of healing and a time of growth. And that's fine. Like, I love that. I love it. But I need to dig deeper in that. And that's what I've realized. Because for healing and growth, that's just too broad for me. And like I tell my clients and my friends, like, you got to dig deeper. I mean, if you're going to reach that, it needs to be tangible. It's just like saying, I want to lose weight. It's just too broad, So that's what I realized. I'm 5 months out and I need to dig deeper, because I can't accept the fact that just healing and growth, because I need more. I need more than that. And I know I need to give myself more grace because I've come so far. I've come very far. Like, I remember, like, I was having a conversation, and I don't take a good day for granted. But I also, in the midst of that, when I'm thinking about that, I also don't take that day to give myself grace to see how far that I've come. And when I look at it like that, it hits. Like, it hits because I'm thankful for every single day, but in every single day in my mind, I need to push harder and I need to push more. So these last 5 months have, like, it's taken a toll, like, mentally, because to me, I could be pushing harder. I could be doing more. I could be showing up better. And it's in those moments where I was reminded by a friend that I need to take a pause. And I need to just see how far I've come, you know, and what I've done. And that's kind of difficult when you're always thinking you can do better, you know, and you're always in the mindset of you're not going to settle because you know where you used to be. And that's it. I know where I used to be. And I, and I won't be that person that I was before. But then I need to remember that, I am still healing. And this journey just takes a toll, you know? This journey has mental setbacks. And so in those mental setbacks, that's where I need to dig and I need to focus on the little mental wins, you know, and stay in those moments and set that goal towards tangible, to where I can not only see it, you know, because I can visualize every goal that I set for myself and I can break it down and I can get it down to the day of what I need to do. But during this time, I haven't been able to do that. And that's a hard thing for me. It wasn't until the other day to where I was able to really just see that, you know? And that's peeling back a layer. And maybe I wasn't ready to see it. Maybe it was there and I wasn't digging deep enough like I thought I was. Maybe I didn't want to see it. You know, that could be a part of it too. Maybe I just wasn't ready to see it. I wasn't ready to go to that next step. I don't know. Let me see how to put this. Last year in January, I set a goal to where I wanted to do a pull-up, okay? This came from a girl who did not like to jump with 2 feet. I did not like to have like both of my feet off the ground at one time. When I tell you that was a complete like thing for me, it was so real. Just so real. And jumping was a big thing for me. But I set my mind on it and I focused and I started one step at a time. And I made my first jump. And then I tried. And then every day I would keep doing it. And I would keep doing it. And I would show up and I would do it for so many times because 10,000 hours of doing something, you're going to be an expert at it. You're going to be able to do it. So I'm like, okay, I can do this. You know, even if I just focus 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, I can do this. So I did it in like 50 some days. I don't remember exactly, but 50 some days I did that. So then I think I go into this year and I have my mind on a thing to where I did that in 50 some days, and here in my head for the last 5 months, I haven't been able to tangibly have something that I've done. I haven't been able to do that. And my food hasn't really been, it's been on and off point. It hasn't really been my focus. Should it be? Yes, because that's totally in my control. And I can control that. And that should be in my focus, but it hasn't been. So then I'm like, okay, maybe the other parts are, I need to focus on, I've started over. So here it is. And it's 5 months later. And I don't know where you're at in the journey that you're in. Okay. I don't know what you've been going through, but I know every journey has the beginning and it has an end. And sometimes we get so caught up in that end part of the journey, and we may not even realize that we've gotten caught up in the end. The end may be that we haven't even set a goal yet. All right. That may be the end that we're so caught up in, that during that time, we're missing the parts of the journey. We're missing the middle. We're missing every little step that needs to get us there. We're missing all the moments that we're learning on each thing. Do you get that? I don't know. Have you felt like that? Because it's a process. It is a process. And in that process, we learn so many things. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that during these 5 months, I've learned so many things that I already thought I knew, but then when I dig deeper, I realize I only knew surface level of those things, just the surface level. And then as I start to learn more, it's like my eyes are open more. My friend and I were talking, and I need to go back and I need to see it as it is in the Bible. Okay, let me explain it to you. I don't need someone to hold me accountable for something. All right. I'm either going to do it or I'm not going to do it. Someone holding me accountable isn't going to make me do it any more or any less. One of the ways that I'm going to keep doing it is conviction. So if we can point what I need to do, relate it back to the Bible, and bring it at me that way, I'm going to stick to it because that's the word. That's the truth. And I can't deny it. And I can't change that part. And I have to accept that. It's a word. It's a truth. So then conviction sets in. And I'm forced to look deeper inside myself. I'm forced to dig deeper. I'm forced to put myself to the side and step up in a different way and stop making excuses. And the excuses could be things to where just minor things, like I just don't want to deal with something. So when the conviction hits, oh my goodness, like I'm on it. And it reminded me when we were having the conversation of, I didn't understand that until when Jenny and I used to talk about the Bible, and when I would do something and she would point it back to the Bible. And it clicked to me like that. You know what I mean? Like that was the way that I understood things. Like, whoa, like I can do this and there can be a consequence, and it can be a consequence for me. And that consequence might be like, I don't know, whatever it is, but it's not going to hit me. But if I'm doing something and it's the opposite of what the Bible says I should do, then I get conviction and I feel convicted. And I know that I'm not supposed to be living that way. Now, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but because like that's how I've built my relationship with Jesus. And that's how, when I have things that are way too heavy for me to carry, and I know that I can't do it on my own, like I completely can't do any of it on my own, that's why I lay it at the cross, because I know I need help. And then that's when it changes for me. That's like complete surrender. So when that conviction kicks in and we step at it and look at it that way, I'm forced to have complete surrender. And when I'm forced to have complete surrender, when I surrender it, I completely surrender it. I do not pick it back up. And so I think during this time, that's what I've been neglecting. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's not neglecting, but that's been the missing piece. Like, there's something that's deeper than, and it's not just having, like, losing weight, or it's not just a number on a scale. It's not just even getting stronger or working out. Like, it's healing, but it's like digging deeper in the healing, if that makes sense. Digging deeper to what the healing means. Maybe for this 5 months, the healing is meant that I'm forced to take a step back and just to sit still in different areas, just to be still and grow. That's what it could be. But I didn't think of it like that. I need to dig deeper in the healing part. But then I need to realize, and maybe you need to realize, whatever you're going through, that it's a process. And we can't rush the process. We can try and rush the process. We can try to have the process go our way. And I think that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to have this process go my way. If I look inward and I keep digging, I kind of see that in a way. That there have been times where I'm trying to have the process go the way I want it to go. And that's a form of control. And you can't control everything. And I can't control that. I can't control how that healing part is going. I can control taking my thoughts captive and flipping them and focusing on each step that I'm taking and each milestone that I'm hitting. But I think there's been a time where these milestones, they haven't been enough for me. And I don't mean to sound like it's not enough or anything like that. I mean, those milestones aren't something that's going to keep me going because I haven't set that end goal for the milestones to meet up and reach that end goal. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. It can't just be milestone after milestone after milestone after milestone. There's got to be something at the end, or maybe I just think there needs to be something at the end. Maybe I need that end thing. I don't know. But that's where I am. And that's why I think I need to dig deeper on that. I need to really dig deeper. So as far as the gym goes, I'm lifting again. I'm able to do things that I've done before, not the same weight or anything like that. The only thing I cannot do, and I don't like that word, but I can't do yet, and it's probably going to be a long while before I can do it. I can't do a pull-up and I can't do a dead hang. It's just too much. And it's just the form, everything else. It's the stretch is too much. And I'm not willing to risk anything. So I think I tried one time and that was enough for me. So yeah, as far as that goes, is all of that's, I'm in the gym, I'm doing that. I push myself, and there are times I feel like I can push myself harder. I think on one aspect, I probably still operate a little bit out of a fear on certain things that I do. And I think it's a subconscious thing. And maybe it's like a protective thing. Maybe I'm, trying to protect myself. But then I think if I dig deeper, it's a fear. And I'm kind of letting that part hold me back and not push me to the next level. But I'm working on that aspect. I'm getting more feeling back. I have to be careful some things I do because I get a little swollen. And I can't really think of, but that's 5 months. That's where I'm at 5 months. It's great. Recovery is great, this and that. It's just the mental aspect of it all. Like, I can't stress that enough. And then I come back to the mental aspect of every journey that you face. Everything that you're going through, there's the mental aspect. And where we just have to remind ourselves that it's a process. And when you look at the big picture, that's the thing I gotta come back to, is the big picture. This is just a tiny little minute thing in the big picture. And it's going to be so much better. So again, I have to remind me of that. This is just a little thing in the big picture. This is just a little moment, And so whatever you're facing and you're going through, remember that part of it. That it's just a little part, and it's a stepping stone. And you're going to face the mental things with it also. So it doesn't matter what journey you're on. It doesn't matter what goal you have at the end. It is the journey that you're taking there, that road. Every part has a mental part. And as you're going, you're getting mentally stronger to where you can handle more things, to where you can keep going on to the next step. And it's a thing that you may not even realize. And you may not even realize that for a couple months, how much mentally stronger you are than where you were when you first started. So keep that, hang on to that, because that's what I'm hanging on to right now. When the mental part gets bad, is that I'm stronger than I was mentally. I'm stronger, and every day I keep getting stronger mentally. Even though there are setbacks, then you think that's life. There are always setbacks in life. One thing goes on and it's up and it's just going great. And then boom, something happens. But that's life. And then I think about, how do I tell my kids to handle it? What do I tell them? I tell them get back up and keep going. So that's what I do. I got to get up and keep going. But then I have to remember, give myself grace. So where you're at, give yourself grace. What you do is just a normal thing for you, but then take a step back, because it's a normal thing for you, but you do amazing things. All right. So, hey, thank you for listening, and thank you for just being there, because these are topics that I don't think we talk about enough. I don't think we visit these areas enough. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's guilt. Maybe it's shame. Maybe we don't think anybody can relate. But we need to talk about these things, because I see so many people that are struggling with them. And we're all going through something. But during that something, there is a mental part behind it. And the mental part is the link. It's the same thing. No matter what journey you're going in, or no matter what journey you're going on, there's a mental part, So that's key. So once again, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. And I will catch you on the next episode.